Olivia here with Carnivore Queen 31. This is part 2 of making the roast beef. I have cut it all up. As you can tell, that long piece right there, that is the bone. I cook with the bone. And all those pieces of fat I leave on it too, because that adds more flavor. I'll put a little bit of salt. Not too much, because I am going to be using this beef broth. In the end, if it's not salty enough, I will add salt to taste. I like a lot of salt with my food, but my family doesn't like that much salt. I eat more salt with my food because I'm the only one carnivore in my family of 5. So I don't make it that salty for them. And then whenever I want to eat my food, I add salt. More salt to mine. I just add the whole entire thing. Sorry, it's losing focus. There we go. Put the whole thing of beef broth. And that is, I'm looking here to see how much. 32 ounces of beef broth. Then I add a little bit of pepper. This is optional. I know a lot of carnivores probably don't use a lot of seasoning, but I like mine with a lot of flavor other than just salt. I don't use as much sauces, but if I do feel like using sauces, I make sure I use sauces that are 0 sugar and low carbs. And then you close it and make sure that it closes all the way. Sorry, this is kind of hard to do with one hand. And then we turn it on here. I'm putting it on pressure cooker. This will probably be different depending on what brand you got. Vegetables, rice. I'm just going to put it for bone-in meat. You could probably put it for chili or stew, but I'm going to put it for bone-in meat because this is a pretty thick meat. This is all grass-fed beef that I got from our local farm. My husband works for a farmer. We own land and we have our own steer, but we get our meat from my husband's boss who butchers his beef. There's other ways to do it. We just do it this way just because of the fact that it's more cost effective and it's not as expensive. I'll do my best to try to make more recipes or show what I cook in a day or in a week on cost-effective meals, because I can tell you right now, being a carnivore is not very cost-effective for everybody. Not everybody can afford it. I'm using pressure cooker. Sometimes I use my oven. Sometimes I use my stovetop, or I use my grill. As you can tell, that's the girls' popcorn, my kids' popcorn. As you can tell, I don't have an air fryer, and my sink is a mess. But I am going to try to get an air fryer because I know a lot of people use air fryers. But I don't own one. I've never used one before. Since I switched to carnivore, I really don't like fried anything. I try not to use oils as much, and I try to use butter more often, but I do have some oils. I know that's probably not ideal with carnivore. You want to try to stick with butter instead of oils. Anyways, you just sit there and you start it, and then it preheats and it starts cooking it, and after 50 minutes it'll be finished. But that's how I make a beef stew. There's all different kinds of ways. And that right there too, that is my bacon grease. Like I said, that's a tortilla box. My family does not do carnivore. I'm the only one on it out of 5. And I want to help others who are having challenges with that as well, because it's not easy to be carnivore when your family's not carnivore, because you're faced with all the other challenges of what they're eating and the things you used to eat, and it probably makes you crave it more and want it more because you see them eat it and you kind of want to start eating it and going back on it. But for me, this is a life or death situation. If I don't eat carnivore, I will literally not be around for a long time because I have heart failure, kidney disease, and diabetes. And if I eat carbs, my diabetes will come back. My diabetes at this point is cured and I do not have to take insulin, but that doesn't mean my diabetes is 100% gone. It means as long as I don't eat carbs, I don't have diabetes. But if I go back to eating the way I was, it will come right back. So this is the way I have to eat. It's a lifestyle change. And I hope that I can help others in need just like I was. And help the journey be a little bit smoother. I also have these here. These little Elements. They don't sponsor me to tell. I'm just telling because I really like Element. This is the chocolate salt. I have that with my coffee every day. I don't have the rest of them here. I have this one here. I have a whole box of it in my pantry. I can show you all that later. This is called Element. It's the citrus salt. It tastes pretty good. That's how much sodium, potassium, and magnesium is in it. And it says no sugar added, but there is stevia in it. So if you want it without the stevia, the only one without stevia to be the plain. It has to be the plain Element packet. But I like how they come in these little tiny little packets. You don't have to measure nothing. You just throw this in like 8 to 16, 32 ounces water, however much water you want. The more water you use, the less strong the flavor. The less water you use, the stronger the flavor. But it's nice. I use 1 to 2 packets of those every single day. So, talk to you guys soon. Thanks for anybody who has subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please like and subscribe. This is Olivia with Carnivore Queen 31. Thanks. Bye.